A 3,300-year-old ship was found nearly a mile underwater, 55 miles from land, and ancient sailors were never supposed to reach that far, and it's only one of 10 discoveries that should not exist. We're talking shrines that survived the collapse of an empire, Stone Age megastructures no one should have been able to build, and caves proving humans reached Sicily 17,000 years earlier than expected. Every one of these finds is real, documented, verified, and each one breaks the timeline a little more. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, Shackleton's Quest ship. Sank in 1962 after ice smashed through its hull. For 62 years, nothing. No debris, no trace, no answers. Then in 2024, sonar picked up a shape sitting 390 meters deep. It was the Quest, standing upright, perfectly intact. The cold should have crushed it. The currents should have torn it apart. Instead, it waited on the seafloor like it never left. Number 9. The Forbidden Shrines of Nimrud. Nimrud was destroyed in 612 BCE, burned, flattened, erased. But when archaeologists dug into the Temple of Ninurta, they found 2 shrines that somehow survived everything. Carved stone platforms, cuneiform tablets recording loans, rituals, and temple goods, ivory carvings, imported cedar wood, even a sculpted griffin head. The fire didn't destroy them. The collapse protected them. A paradox sealed in ash. Number 8. The mile-deep Bronze Age shipwreck. This discovery broke the timeline completely. A late Bronze Age ship from around 1300 BCE was found almost a mile beneath the Mediterranean. Cargo jars still stacked, hull debris untouched. But here's the impossible detail. The ship sank 55 miles offshore. Bronze Age sailors didn't have compasses. They didn't have open sea navigation. They followed coastlines, always. So how did they end up in the deep? That question has no answer yet. Stay with me. I'm saving the best for last. Number 7. The Blinker Wall megastructure. Sonar mapping in the Baltic Sea revealed a perfect half-mile long line. Not natural, not accidental. A wall. Over 1,600 stones placed by Stone Age hunters more than 10,000 years ago. Its purpose? To funnel reindeer into kill zones before the shoreline flooded. This is organized engineering thousands of years before anyone believed it existed. Stone Age hunters were not supposed to build megastructures, but they did. Number 6. Sicily's 17,000-year-old underwater caves. Divers exploring the coast of Sicily found a network of 25 caves containing tools, animal bones, and signs of human activity. Radiocarbon dating placed it at 17,000 years old. But the caves are underwater today. People reached them when sea levels were far lower, meaning Ice Age humans climbed down natural stone staircases into a world that now sits beneath the Mediterranean. This discovery also hints that humans reached Sicily from the south, not the north. A migration path no one accounted for. Number 5. The 2,500-year-old Greek shipwreck with multi-era anchors. Off the coast of Sicily, divers uncovered a 5th or 6th century BCE ship buried under 20 feet of sand. The hull used a rare on-the-shell construction method, but the anchors around it were the real shock. 8 anchors, from completely different time periods. Prehistoric stone anchors, a broken one with wooden flukes, and 2 iron T-shaped anchors from the 7th century CE. One site, one wreck. 1,000 years of maritime traffic frozen in place. Number 4. The 5,600-year-old stone bridge of Mallorca. Inside a flooded cave system in Mallorca, researchers found a stone-paved walkway leading to a 7-meter stone bridge, underwater. The bridge dates back 5,600 to 6,000 years, which means early settlers were navigating this cave system long before recorded history. They built infrastructure inside a partially submerged cave, then watched sea levels rise and swallow their work. This structure shouldn't exist, but it's right there. Number 3. The ancient port of Assini. For centuries, Assini sat in the gray zone between myth and speculation. It was mentioned in the Iliad, but the evidence was missing until divers found it. Foundations of a harbor, mooring stones, tools, anchors, massive blocks from Mycenaean, Hellenistic, and Roman periods. A multi-era port hidden underwater for 2,000 years. Assini wasn't a story, it was a real gateway between ancient worlds. Number 2. The 9,000-year-old submerged wooden structure. In Lake Huron, archaeologists found a wooden hunting structure preserved underwater for 9,000 years. Worked timbers, stake lines, a designed pathway used to trap migrating animals. Wood should not survive that long underwater, but the cold, low-oxygen environment froze it in time. This is the closest thing we have to a prehistoric wooden fortress, and it predates cities, agriculture, and recorded civilization. Number 1. The drowned city of Abu Qir Bay. Off the coast of Alexandria, divers discovered the remains of Canopus, a city lost more than 1,000 years ago after earthquakes and rising water pulled it under. What shocked archaeologists wasn't that the city existed, but how much of it survived. Granite statues lying intact on the seabed, a sphinx with the name of Rameses II, temple columns, shrine foundations, stone walls and reservoirs, even the cargo of a sunken merchant ship still sealed inside the mud. The preservation is unreal. Edges are sharp, inscriptions readable, tool marks visible, as if the stonecutters walked away last week. Piece by piece, the layout of the city reappears. Streets, sanctuaries, and entire structures resting exactly where they collapsed. It's not just ruins underwater. It's a drowned city that never stopped existing. We just couldn't see it. These discoveries shouldn't exist, but they do. And each one rewrites the past one fracture at a time. If you made it to the end, you looped through time again. Hit like, hit subscribe, and tell me which ancient mystery you want next.